von der Leyen will lead the EU for another 5 years. As a final step to secure her position as Commission President, she needed support from the European Parliament, which she got yesterday. Out of the 720 members of the European Parliament, von der Leyen needed to obtain an absolute majority of at least 361 votes to secure her position. She exceeded this threshold by a decisive margin, 40 more than needed, securing 401 votes. This outcome is particularly remarkable given the tight race that had developed, with the vote initially looking like a 50-50 split. Even within her own political group, the European People's Party, there were whispers of rebellion and doubts about her leadership. So what happens next? And what does von der Leyen envision for the future of the EU? This video will cover that. But first, let's quickly explain what power an EU Commission President holds. You see, the EU actually has 4 presidents, and von der Leyen is just one of them. One of the EU presidencies is even held by an entire country, currently Hungary. The Commission President leads the European Commission, the executive branch of the EU, which is responsible for proposing legislation, implementing decisions, upholding the EU treaties, and managing day-to-day business of the EU. Essentially, the Commission President is the face of the EU and steers the ship through various political, economic, and social waters. Over the past 5 years, Ursula von der Leyen has left a significant legacy as Commission President. She adeptly managed the EU's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, ensuring the swift rollout of vaccines across member states. Her leadership saw the implementation of Next Generation EU, a groundbreaking recovery fund aimed at revitalizing Europe's economy post-pandemic. Von der Leyen has been a steadfast supporter of Ukraine, providing crucial aid and political backing during times of conflict. Under her guidance, the European Green Deal was launched, setting ambitious targets for climate neutrality by 2050. Additionally, she championed significant tech regulations, including the Digital Markets Act, Digital Services Act, and the AI Act. However, some initiatives remained unfilled, such as the European Banking Union, and despite calling for the Conference on the Future of Europe, there was a notable lack of follow-through. Her tenure was also marked by controversies, including Pfizergate, related to vaccine procurement transparency, and Pipergate, involving allegations of preferential treatment within the Commission. Despite some of these setbacks, von der Leyen's tenure has undeniably shaped the trajectory of the European Union, leaving a mixed but impactful legacy. So what is von der Leyen's vision until 2029? Well, she held a 45-minute speech right before her election, which gave us some insight. And here are our top 4 takeaways. The first takeaway is her emphasis on competitiveness and the green industry.
I will put forward a new clean industrial deal in the first 100 days of the next mandate. It will channel investment in infrastructure and industry, in particular for energy-intensive sectors.
This plan includes actions to boost EU productivity, such as cutting red tape, improving education and university cooperation, and reducing energy costs. Von der Leyen also aims to enshrine the 90% emissions reduction target for 2040 in European climate law, aiding companies in their investment planning. And then there are SMEs and startups.
300 billion euros of European family savings go from Europe to foreign markets because our capital markets are too fragmented. And then this money is often used to buy innovative European companies from abroad, and the companies leave. This has to change.
To address this, she proposes to create a European Savings and Investment Union to enable startups to find funding within Europe. While she recognizes the need for private sector money, she also emphasizes the necessity of public investment. She suggests a new European Competitiveness Fund, focused on cross-border projects to enhance competitiveness and innovation, supporting the Clean Industrial Deal. The next takeaway is improving EU security. Von der Leyen wants to appoint a new Commissioner for Security and Defense and introduce a white paper on the future of European security. Her plan includes improving joint procurement and development, creating a single market for defense goods, and establishing a new European Defense Fund. A key highlight is the creation of a new European air defense system, the Air Shield. And as expected, von der Leyen has once again thrown her full support behind Ukraine, saying that Ukraine is fighting for Europe's freedom. Von der Leyen also aims to enhance internal security by granting operational powers to Interpol and doubling its staff, enabling cross-border policing. She proposes a similar approach for Frontex, the EU's border and coast agency, to strengthen border security.
We should always keep in mind a member state's border is a European border, and we will do everything we can to make them stronger. And this is part of the reason why we must strengthen Frontex, to make it more effective while fully respecting fundamental rights. I will propose to triple the number of European border and coast guards to 30,000.
And when it comes to migration, that's not all. She advocates for a common approach to migrant returns and aims to build more partnerships with Mediterranean countries. This means more deals like the one with Tunisia, where migrant flows can be controlled in exchange for EU development aid. Our third takeaway is her commitment to strengthening EU democracy. Von der Leyen sees democracy as being under significant threat with the war in Ukraine, cyber attacks, espionage, corruption, and disinformation campaigns by foreign actors, reaching unprecedented levels. To address these challenges, she proposes creating a European democracy shield. This initiative includes protecting independent media and enhancing the ability to counter and mitigate deepfakes and other online disinformation tools. She also wants to strengthen the conditionality mechanism, ensuring that no funds are given to countries that do not uphold the rule of law across the Union. The fourth takeaway is EU reform and enlargement.
We should be more ambitious. I believe we need treaty change where it can improve our Union. And I want to work on that with this House, and this will be part of a closer partnership between the Commission and the Parliament. I have listened to your demands and concerns. I continue to support your right of initiative.
This was a big surprise. Few expected von der Leyen to encourage EU reform, but she did. She emphasized the right for the Parliament to propose legislation and suggested that more changes are needed to facilitate enlargement, potentially questioning the veto vote over the next 5 years. Von der Leyen is also pro-EU enlargement, stating that in today's world a larger union will be a stronger union. She believes it will strengthen the EU's global voice, reduce dependencies, and ensure that democracy, prosperity, and stability spread across Europe. These 4 proposals stood out to us, but there are many more that von der Leyen made. For a comprehensive overview, refer to the 38 political guideline document in the description, where all the details are clearly outlined. See the description for more information. So what happens next? Well, Ursula von der Leyen now needs to form the European Commission. Here she will nominate 27 commissioners, 1 from each EU country, each responsible for specific policy areas. For example, the nominee from France might handle the internal market, while Germany's representative could oversee climate action. These nominees undergo vetting and hearings before the European Parliament. After many approvals plus a final approval by the Parliament, the new Commission takes office, ready to implement the President's vision and tackle the EU's challenges. But what do you think of von der Leyen's re-election? Let us know in the comments, and thank you to our contributors, and thank you for watching the video. And please subscribe and like the video if you enjoy the content. And if you want to support us further, please sign up to Patreon. Until next time.